versus B
We do have
and B.
some shit that's not as bad. I gotta smoke about it. Thoroughly buzzkilled. I'm
I'm
not
smoking
high
about
at
it. We
all.
got lots of good news, man. There's lots of good news in the chat. Dana White beating his wife. Did you hear about that? I don't know if
I
that's good
did.
news, but these are the
Slap
news that matters
competition.
most.
So the slap league is here and it's official. It is
It's
launched, starting with Dana and his wife.
official, and an
Oh,
official response.
I'm not for hitting women. Don't get me wrong, but listen, and I may sound
But
toxic.
listen,
But listen
if
first,
you don't
okay?
listen, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
What the fuck do you think is gonna happen when you hit Dana, white boy white, at a club on New Year's, who's probably done all sorts of lines, and you walk up and you smack him?
Well, there's actually
I know
quite
you
a bit of
shouldn't,
footage.
like.
There's actually quite a bit more footage to it.
I would
Shows
expect
them.
him to be way more aggressive than he was. Even I just feel like Dana White. Look at that face. That's a face of somebody who beats people.
Yeah.
Men, women, children, dogs.
We
I don't know.
we don't condone violence at all.
Not at all.
I don't think anyone should be hitting anybody unless it's sanctioned in a ring. To be totally honest with you, taking a look into somebody else's personal life is never easy. Dana kind of responded to TMZ Sports that, of course, he doesn't condone violence on women of any kind or of any sort. But here he is on TMZ explaining that he smacked his wife. It's one of those things, man. I hate looking into someone else's life, in that regard. The relationship or the shit that happens between a husband and a wife, assuming it isn't fucking violent, is
she claims
for the home. Is for the home.
Don't do it in the home either. Don't beat each other in the home.
No, that's
But
not what I
here's
said. I said don't condone violence. But what happens
Oh.
between a husband and a wife is something that deserves to stay in home. It's
this actually was at a Las
granted.
Vegas nightclub is how they decided to have their shit happen.
I was just gonna say, but unless that shit spills out into a Las Vegas nightclub, then unfortunately you're kind of asking for all the publicity. That's the way it is. If you guys didn't see, Dana White is at a nightclub with his wife and a few others. They'd had lots to drink, as Dana kind of says in his response. And they were getting into a verbal altercation. And next thing you know, she kind of they were getting very animated for quite some time. And then finally she winds up, like, I wouldn't say cracks him, smacks him a little bit.
Way better smack than his.
Hers was way better. And his was more like a, bitch, please.
He was like like, it was so awkward. It's like he did it and then he was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. Like you could see it. It's the worst. Like Dana White would get beat up in the smack competition.
Run the clip. Like he's like holding her back.
A girl's name. And he's like, no, I don't.
I don't have a girl's name.
She's like, I married a man with a fucking girl's name. He's like, babe, I love you. He's like, don't touch me. And he's like, fuck.
And he opens up like full open extension, like a little hesitation, like, no, fuck, bitch.
He's like, fuck you.
Hey, fuck you. And then the thing is what you can't see are the 4 or 5 other people holding her back.
Yeah, she's trying to fuck Dana up, and Dana's like, get her. Self-defense.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But here's my thing. She's in the wrong. He's in the wrong.
Yeah,
they're both in the wrong.
Of course.
You don't assault a person over a fucking argument. Especially as a grown-ass adult, you've been married.
That fucking hand, though. Can you pause it on like how extended his hand is? Like, I'm smacking you. Yeah.
He's gonna smack the neighbors with that shit.
Lining it up.
That was a palm strike too. Look, that was a palm strike. That's what it was. He came with this.
He hit her hard.
No, that was fingers. That was all fingers.
I don't know about hard. Like, it's a slap.
That was not hard at all. Look at her face. Look how her face moves.
She's moving it before the contact, anyways. Look at it.
Yeah, she.
There's some involuntary movement by her head there.
Back. Yeah, he didn't even draw back. Didn't even cut. I'm not excusing it at all. Both are fucking dumbasses for doing this shit. Main point is,
if you're gonna smack someone, you're gonna get smacked back. I don't care if you're a woman to a man, a man to a woman, a woman to a woman, a man to a man. I just feel like, you should never condone violence, but it's just like neither one of these are good. No,
I'm just saying that she had a better smack. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. Oh, like hers made way more contact.
Like,
he didn't get it out of the way at all. He hit her, or she hit right on without. She saw him coming. Yeah. No, hers was way better. Well, more well delivered. But my point is,
he's gonna have to step down, man. I feel like, you know, what's funny
nah.
is like he was talking. There's a clip of him, that clip that I shared. Link, I'm gonna get it for you. It's from Instagram. He was talking shit about somebody who said, "Oh, I consume because helps me relax and I don't argue with my woman and this and that." And then he goes and he does a funny of like, "Oh, yeah, I smoke so I don't beat my wife."
Yeah.
And
And now his
it's like,
thing's gonna be like, I quit doing cocaine so I wouldn't hit my wife.
and it's like, oh,
You
but
know?
that's okay for you to do,
I can't see him
right?
stepping down, man. I can't see him stepping down. Honestly,
No,
this isn't even gonna be nudes. The fact that we're talking about this is as far as this gonna go. TMZ is gonna cover it. This is done. This is already done.
dude,
His
I don't know, man. He's got investors. Their stocks or their
yeah.
evaluation went down massively.
Fucking Elon smokes a blunt and fucking board members smoke like dropped. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
know,
We're
but that's
talking
where but
billions
Elon's
of
the
dollars.
brainchild behind it.
So
Dana White kind of is, but like,
I'm just thinking like she hit him for, I'm not condoning anything. It is what it is, but she hit him first. He kind of half delivered a slap. He even goes on TMZ and says it was completely wrong. My wife and I have been fucking together since we've been 12, married for 30 years. This has never happened. We got into an argument. Like, I honestly see this being swept under the rug, man. I really, really do. And of course, is it a big deal? I don't personally think so. You know, couples are gonna drink. Fucking like, I'm not gonna say I've ever laid hands on my woman, but we don't drink. We're not like fucking loaded and rich
when you
like these
do, it's
people
like,
are
yeah, you don't get super loaded like that. Like, I don't know.
doing this kind of stuff like every fucking weekend. And I'm not saying that condones it, but who knows? Maybe they were having a good time and they were playing cards and
You
Dana
know, white
won
boy waits.
and you know, or something. I don't know. Maybe there's context to this. And I'm not saying it like I just said though, it's
It's
between
tough because we're
husband
dudes. If we were women saying
and
this, people would be like, yeah, yeah. But because we're dudes, are like, you
I
misogynistic
don't
piece
know.
of shit, woman beating Andrew Tate loving bastard. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't
I
say
just
shit.
think
And we're white dudes, too.
this
We
isn't
can't
like
have an
he was
opinion.
just slugging on her and like this
He's
was like
fine. He's like, babe, babe, babe. And
I
look at,
feel I feel it's horrible. It's horrible. I get it. I just don't see this turning into a bigger deal. That's all.
no, she had a bug on her, it looked like. Maybe it was a bug.
It
His
was a
smack was a
fly.
smacking of a
It was
bug.
a fly on her
He's like, hey,
cheek.
wait, wait.
The slap definitely cost him millions. There's no doubt about that.
No question.
I just don't see him stepping down. I just don't even. This is done. If TMZ is our source for crying out loud. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not CNN, Fox
Well,
News.
no,
This just in: Dana White
maybe not, but it's
beats his
all over
wife.
all MMA media
Oh,
constantly. And
why
that's the
wouldn't it?
influence in the
If
MMA community.
if Rob got caught smacking pigeons around, you can't tell me MJ Daly would have that shit plastered all over them too, or fucking the marijuana or the joint. They'd all be covering that shit because we are the marijuana, we are the weed.
Well, that's what
So
I'm
of
saying.
course,
Like, I may not be canceled in the mainstream eye, but I'd be canceled in my community.
I don't even think you're talking about an MMA. So it's like saying that we smoked weed in a library, which is horrible. Don't fucking smoke weed in public spaces like that, or even private spaces like that. But it's like the weed, like it's atrocious. Now it's not as bad as beating your wife, sure, but it's like we'd be canceled amongst mainstream, but not canceled amongst our own. You know what I mean? They'd be like, he's a loser, but he smoked weed in a library. I don't know if it's comparable, but
It's a little different.
little diff, yeah, it's slightly diff.
Little, you know,
Okay, so
but
you beat your wife with a joint, like a massive blunt. You
a fat ass blunt. Yeah.
fat ass, but knocked over.
But see, it wasn't even like a knockout. It wasn't even, it was just like
No, it was just a tap with a
yeah.
blunt. I don't know. Horrible, of course. But don't lay your hands on anyone. That's really the moral of the story. Women
Unless
shouldn't
it's
hit
like a
men. Men
mutual
shouldn't hit
fucking
women.
agreement, like unless
Yeah,
it's like
in
a
a
combat
cage. That's what I
sport
said.
or
Yeah, consensual.
yeah,
Yeah.
consensual, everything, whether it's physical or sexual, baby, better be consensual. Okay.
Let's
So it
just
boils
say
down
there's
to.
a lot of relationships that go through verbal arguments that are far more damaging than what this appears to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not condoning it, but it's like, again, as someone who's been with my wife for 15 years, it's like we're best fucking friends, man. We wrestle, we have fun, we argue. You know, it's like we're best
Yeah.
friends.
He's like, I've
Ever,
choked her out. Like, it's fine. It's
she's
different.
yeah,
Like, it's
you
not
know.
like a husband wife thing. We're friends, dude. It's
So it's like
different.
I
Dude,
don't
one
know.
time, the only time I've ever had any situation where I had to fight the opposite sex was in first grade against Melvin and his sister. Fuck you, Melvin, if you're watching. We scrapped it out, bro. We scrapped it out. And then she came with a big stick, hit me in the side of the head with it. I turned around and spinning back fist. I was like, Hadouken! Didn't even fucking phase her, bro. Didn't even phase her. She tackled me. We scrapped it out. It was a full-on fight. I fucked Melvin up though, but his sister was a beast. Absolute beast, bro. Like, I think by the end of it, I think I won. Like if we went by judge's decision, but she got some fucking licks in on me. I've never had marks on my face in first grade from a fight.
I've got a very similar story, man. I was at a fight with this dude, and this girl came up and like poofs me in the balls, man. And I was like, I'm trying to fight this other guy. And I turned around and I put my hand across her chest and I put my foot behind her and I just slipped her feet underneath her and she boom to the ground. And I was like, "You bitch!" And I was like,
it happens, bro.
Shit happens.
Once you're an adult, you should have learned and you should know better. You know.
Ragful Savage. It's only 30 seconds already, and I don't like the guy on the left. It isn't gonna get any better. I can assure you that.
Fuck, I forgot. Ragful Savage. Suck a whole dick from the backside.
I don't know who's on the left or right, according to the.
I don't care either way.
I don't know who's on the
it's
left
Rageful.
or right.
It's not Rageful. It's Rageful Savage. Suck
Yeah,
a whole dick.
It ain't gonna get better. It ain't gonna get better.
Mid smoke and cook.
What else we got? What else we got?
We got some more stuff.
Yeah, we got tons. Nope, that was about it.
I need to break up another fucking blunt though.
I'm gonna pack a bowl, man. I'm gonna pack a bowl. Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. If some of you are just passing on through, Rageful, no big worries. But if you're just getting here and you're looking to chill, we do this show twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. If we miss a day, you can find us on Wednesdays, and we sometimes do TBL After Dark on Sundays. So hit the follow button, hit those notifications, so you know exactly when we go live. You won't miss nothing. And you can also follow us on Top Buds with Rob and Pigeons over on YouTube.